Hello everybody, I'm OCDsaster and this is OCDsaster Blue, my Sonic exclusive channel where everything we do here is talk Sonic. So, if that sounds like something your speed, consider checking out some other videos after this one and subscribing. In today's video, I'm going to be doing something that no one has done. I am going to be predicting the DLC characters for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds coming out in September. In a previous video, I discussed which characters I saw coming to Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, and then a few days later, they had the Kids' Choice Awards, in which all that prediction was ruined because they just straight up revealed pretty much all the characters for the Season Pass. So the Season Pass of DLC for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds will consist of Minecraft Steve along with Alex and Zombie variants. Then the second portion of that pass will be SpongeBob and Patrick. Then from there, they didn't show any, gameplay footage or anything like that, but they showed the logos for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, specifically the Mutant Mayhem versions, and then after that, Avatar Legends from the Avatar The Last Airbender series. So now we just have 2 slots to guess from. That's it. That's all we got. They did not have us wait very long. Of course, there were some leaks prior to them revealing DLC characters, and then a bunch of you were very astute in my comment section below saying no, the passes are going to be separated out because I originally thought the Nickelodeon pack would just be 1 slot, not, the 3 that we're getting, which is a little bit unfortunate. Now, some old OCD lore on my main channel, OCDsaster, I got a big, boost on my channel for Smash Bros. Speculation. I had a lot of videos that were very creative, speculating on the DLC characters for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, because they said that there was a fighter pass, but with that, there was already previous games and DLC to make patterns and predictions on. For this, we're going in brand spanking new. There's never been a game like this, and most of the characters for this DLC pack, the Season Pass, are not video game characters. You have the Minecraft characters, which are, but then the rest are TV properties and IP. So the last 2 slots could be literally anything. A movie property, a TV property, or a video game property. So now we're going to try this again and see if we can get a little bit closer to the truth, or see if we're really going to be that close to what actually ends up getting revealed later down the line, or maybe in a few days they're just going to release the whole Season Pass. So, or announce the whole Season Pass, I should say, not release it. I think that we could look at some iconic Sonic crossovers of the past and see if any of those make sense for this DLC. Obviously, he has crossed over with Mario and Nintendo for Smash Bros. And stuff like that. However, it does not seem like Nintendo really wants to play ball that much, and they just released Mario Kart World. So I would actually guess that they're not going to do Nintendo characters, sadly. In the other video, I was saying maybe Captain Falcon, Samus, and Mario would be a great 3-character pick. But a lot of you were telling me that I'm absolutely crazy. So we can scratch that off. A very low probability, let's say, for Nintendo characters. I don't think it's 0%, but it's only 15 to 25%. A higher probability would be, surprisingly, Mega Man. Mega Man has been crossing over with Sonic in the Archie comics back in the day, and it got a lot of attention and a lot of traction. And although Mega Man is more of a niche character in the video game space, it would make sense to finally have him in a Sonic game. So I think that's a high probability, and along with that, we could get some classic video game characters. Pac-Man is another name that comes to mind, along with Ryu. However, I feel like these picks are kind of lame because if memory serves me well, they were DLC characters in previous Sonic Racing games, such as Sonic Racing Transformed. So I'm not quite sure about those 2, but Mega Man would make sense. I think that's a high probability, more into the 45 to 50% range. However, I don't think a lot of people would be all too happy about that slot. I mean, heck, I'm not very happy that 3 out of the 6 slots are Nickelodeon characters. They just did a comic crossover with Sonic and DC. And I gotta be honest with you, I haven't read the comics, but I've watched like the YouTube videos where they explain the comics, almost if there's a channel out there called Comics Explained. And it looks pretty awesome. It looks pretty rad, I'm not gonna lie. At first when I heard that announcement, I kind of like scoffed and rolled my eyes, but it seems like there was some heat behind it. So, could we get Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds? If not that, would we get a pack where we could actually change our costumes into these iconic DC characters? I think there'd be a lot of backlash and a lot of negativity if it's just the costumes. I think it'd still be cool to have those in there, but as its own DLC like slot for a season pass, I don't think that's gonna fly. But could we see the DC trio in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds? I think so. They've been in a bunch of other video games, and I mean, Multiverses is dead. We don't really have any type of like Arkham game because Suicide Squad is dead and in the water. Warner Brother Games is basically just like floundering around. Might as well license out their IP to other more popular video game publishers. To me, it actually makes a lot of sense. But here's also the thing. Depending on how successful the sales and the game is, and then they actually keep updating it and do good maintenance on the game, we might get more than one season pass. So if we're not super happy about the first season pass of Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, we could potentially see a second season pass. After all, when you hear season pass, that usually means there's more than one season. Otherwise, it would just be like the Racer Pack or the Racer Pass. Season usually is there's multiple, right? I'm not crazy. A lot of live service games do this. So I think there's a high probability that this is just the first pass, and that'll be like year one. And then based off of the performances and stuff like that, they'll be able to roll out more characters and DLC for the future. And I'm very excited to hear and see what that looks like, because we'll already have a pattern established. We'll be able to figure out, oh, these are the characters they picked for Season Pass 1, so now we can kind of put in the puzzle pieces for Season Pass 2, but that's a little bit further away. I think we're going to be seeing maybe Mega Man, and then also we'll be seeing the DC characters, or at least the iconic ones, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, maybe Flash. I think that would be a very cool thing to see in this unique CrossWorlds racing game, and you would be able to go to very cool iconic sets as you're cross-dimensioning and hopping around on the race course. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think down below of my guesses. What characters do you want to see as DLC for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds? And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Have a super Sonic rest of your day. See ya.